Porzingis going to be able to handle Robinson down low.
Well, welcome in, folks. We're getting ready to tip it off here at NBA Crossover on the Navy Pier in Chicago, Illinois. 250 grand up for grabs, and we'll tip it off, and Jomar will get it first. And, of course, it's Dame time already, and we got an early foul where they set up their strategy and get ready to go here.
Yeah, every little bit of comfort is important to these guys, and when it comes to being able to have your defense perfect, one play can make a big difference.
So you got Damian Lillard starting at the point guard for Jomar, Tracy McGrady, Larry Bird, Giannis, and Porzingis. And for the class guy, you got Penny Hardaway, Tracy McGrady, Giannis at the small forward. Richard Jefferson will be at the power forward, and then, as mentioned, David Robinson in the middle.
I asked class guy about Richard Jefferson. I kind of had my eyebrows raised at that one a little bit. Said, "Hey man, why? What's up with Richard Jefferson? Why are you using him?" He said, "I went on a winning streak with it. I'm comfortable with this card." And you know what? Sometimes comfort can outweigh having the best cards in the game.
Jomar getting it started early, 2-0. As you see, Penny Hardaway bring it up, and we got another foul. So 2 early fouls to be able to set things up. And we already have some substitutions here early.
Yeah, looking at those matchups, like I was saying, the pick and roll, the pick and fade, you've got to be able to have everything locked in. You saw him getting in the matchup screen and changing who was guarding who. It's not just point guard on point guard, shooting guard on shooting guard.
It's worth noting that David Robinson is backed up by the great Bill Russell. So if speed becomes a factor, there's no doubt you could bring in the greatest champion of all time, Bill Russell, to get it done.
Все понятно.
Особо не шарит в игре.
Ой, а это уже комбак, кстати, пошла. Смотрите, как широко стоят. Почти перехватил. Блок-шот.
An opportunity with 1.7. It's worth noting we're playing 6-minute quarters here tonight, best of 3.
Yeah, a little longer quarters than we're used to in the unlimited games. Usually they're 5. Stamina is a factor. That means that you got to run a full lineup that's very versatile. I saw class guy subbing in that Kawhi Leonard card already, so he's definitely looking to switch off those picks.
Jomar is well out of his range. Drives into the paint, and he'll throw it down. So an early 4-0 lead for Jomar. Comes class guy, still looking for his first points, and he'll lob it up. And I expect to see a lot of Giannis on both ends tonight.
Yeah, both of those guys made it in the starting lineup. That's Spotlight rewards Giannis Antetokounmpo. You get that for completing the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Spotlight challenges, and it's definitely a favored card in the MyTeam community.
So Giannis once again, a 2-point game. We'll turn it over to the class guy.
There's that Jefferson card again, reaching in the lane.
RJ will get it back outside. There's Giannis, kind of sealing out Porzingis, and then we'll use the window. We're all tied up.
Anytime there's a Giannis card on the court, you got to be thinking, as a defensive player, you got to be thinking paint protection. You have to
stop. Жалко нельзя из игры прям смотреть. Ой, классный бросок нашел, но и защита классно отыграла.
Richard Jefferson on the other end. He'll put it off the glass. 6-0 run right there for class guy.
He's got to be able to have consistency. If you get these runs, as we saw last year in the tournament, there were a huge runs in this game.
Был микромомент, но это сверхдальняя. О, как он это забил.
Super excited about all the special guests and locker codes that we're going to have. I'm not going to spoil it. Don't worry, I'm not putting out there yet. 3-ball from the corner, rims in and out.
Смотрите, он играет шот метром, вы вообще понимаете?
Liking this ball movement out of Jomar. He's being patient, he's being calm, looking for the best shot.
Never in the history of the NBA did Larry Bird wear shorts that long.
Отлично отыграл, за Порзя пробежал просто. Процент, конечно, жесткий у Жомара.
So 9-6 after the 6-0 run by the class guy who's in those red uniforms.
Лайта нашел буст, что Джефферсон
quick 5-0. Interesting to me that Jomar is using that Lillard card. I don't know how that thing's going to do defensively. Offensively, you already saw him stretch the floor.
Ну да, Джефферсон бегает Galaxy. Ну, фиг знает.
Just under 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Between Jomar and the class guy, 250 grand on the line in this best.
На самом деле все пиндаймонды последние, они просто там как Galaxy. Ой, дрипстеп какой жесткий.
You mentioned it earlier in the cast, man.
Джамар хорош, да, очень хорош. Но Классгай тоже местами. Вот смотрите, как здорово, слава. Ну, то есть я бы не сказал, что Классгай слабее. Ну, крайне интересная игра, на самом деле. Посмотрите, ну это, блин, это вообще уровень. Когда они играют в оффлайне, считайте. Это пошла комба. Ну, можно бить. Да ладно. Бёрдом ты не бросишь с любимым игроком. Джеггерс, а ты хорош. Я думал, это будет просто изи очки. Повезло, на самом деле, с анимацией. Да, Янис, конечно, чист тот еще, имба. Неплохая скидка. Как только пошло начало комбы, Янис один. Без шотметра играет Джамар. А Классгай почему-то играет шотметром. Я не понимаю, почему. Я вообще не понимаю, почему он играет шотметром. Они же играют, оффлайн. У них пинг идеальный. Это для шотметра вообще не нужен. Я считаю, что Джамар должен побеждать, наказывать за то, что шотметр использует Классгай. Как считаете, пацаны? Наказать этого чизерка шотметрового. Ну что такое? Кто играет шотметром, блин? На профессиональном уровне, алло. Пуэрто-Рико Винсегейн, в натуре. Плюс еще Классгай, он загличил. Ой, какой блок. Загличил Ричарда Джефферсона, сделал его ополом. И поэтому, мне кажется, надо вдвойне его обыгрывать. Ой-ой-ой, ну такая дальняя Джамара. Как жестко. Как жестко. Да, рестрим, конечно, не самый лучший вариант. Почему в игре не дают нам посмотреть это? Жмоты. Кстати, играет целую четверть уже. Хорошо, сверху, реально. Играют целую четверть без замен. Я, честно говоря, делаю замены на второй минуте. Ну, когда 2 минуты остается, потому что уже не очень по выносливости. Смотрите, физ 15 бокс разыгрывается. Что это вообще за комбинация? Физ 15 бокс, так и запишем. Ну, серьезно, что это за комбинация? Физ 15 бокс. О, Бенджамин Симмонс. Походу, в натуре Симмонса дадут. Пацаны, готовьте пальчики свои. Сейчас будем вводить локер-код. Тупо в зимней куртке.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. It's my third time being here, second time in the All-Star game, so I'm excited to, participate and go to all these events.
Now, we're unbiased over here, Robbie and I, but Jomar, the guy that's in the blue, he has you.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
He has your guy.
I'm the same way.
He has you on the bench. I know you're not used to that, but I'm expecting.
Записал, пацаны, физ 15 бокс, будем разбираться.
Hey, you pick the guy that's ahead in the sprint of the first quarter.
That's the way you got to go. So I'm looking forward to watching this game.
We have a little something special for you as a part of this whole tournament. I know Jomar's using that Ben Simmons. We want some people to use Ben Simmons as well.
Yeah.
And we know Simo the Savage on Twitch is a very important thing to you. So we got a locker code. If you type in Simo, S-I-M-M-O, in the locker codes menu.
Тупо гличер, пацаны, подошел.
A nice Ben Simmons card.
Nice.
You can see it down here in the lower part of your screen. Good luck to you folks out there. I mean, that's something that can change your team like instantly.
Absolutely.
Я не понял, Симо? Симо? Логер-код Симо?
Hey, get that upgrade right now, guys.
Ben, when you're looking at Jomar's starting lineup here, I mean, he's got some good guys here at the top here. But who should you be in instead of? Tracy McGrady, Lillard, Larry Bird. Are we kicking Larry?
I mean, the thing is,
kicking Bird to the
Есть, пацаны. Я получил.
Whatever the team needs me to do.
Бля, в смысле drop the ball, на? Прошу прощения.
Alright. I like it. Certainly been through.
Пацаны, что за херня? Drop the ball. А, везде Бен Симмонс, пацаны. Nice. Easy. Симо. Локер-код Симо, пацаны. S-I-M-M-O.
That guys like they, you know, the Admiral can't even hang out with. Can't even go up and down the floor with.
Guys that can run, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm seeing from Jomar's team. You got a lot of guys who can run the floor.
Вот такой, это гличит Симмонс, пацаны, но без ПГ позиции. Ладно, все, погнали дальше.
He's a beast on the court, so I mean, I like both teams.
By the way, I got a Ben Simmons sighting on the court.
Да, ПГ нету, но статы такие же, как у гличита, походу.
I think he looked over and said, "Man, I gotta get Ben in the game." Ben's in the building.
Жена, вставай, заводи код.
There's a quick bucket for the King, and I'll tell you what.
Вот отлично. Ну, Джомар уверен. Смотрите, весь 15 боксов заказывает. Смотрите на движуху. Ага,
Я
понял. Слушайте, это жесткая комба. Это жесткая комба. Ну, то есть даже если ты знаешь, как ее дефать, тебе нужно в двух местах дефаться одновременно. Локер-код Симо, 2М, Симо. Да, синий круто играет. И вот эта комба, ничего, будем дрочить всю комбу тебе. Не, у Симмонса пока пендаймонда нет. Ой-ой-ой, да ладно. А кто это? Почему Ламар пендаймонд? Ребят, почему Ламар пендаймонд? Почему Симмонс пендаймонд? Вопрос. Почему Ламар пендаймонд и Симмонс пендаймонд? Это я нашел, пацаны. Я нашел глич. Я нашел глич, пацаны. Ламар пендаймонд, Симмонс пендаймонд.
I'm seeing a lot of green releases out of these guys too. Jomar has those releases of those cards locked in. And man, that makes all the difference. He has made a lot of practice with these guys. You saw the Porzingis one at the buzzer the first quarter. He's ready to go.
28-18. Coach Jomar spent the last 2 seasons in the NBA.
А, Рассел, кстати, опал тоже у них. Почему? Вон, смотрите, Рассел опал.
Hey, the corner three is the shortest three.
Потому что он по статам опал. И по баджам. 19 от кроссовок и тренера, да, менялся.
Not a lot of times that you can come to Chicago, come to All-Star Weekend, and have a chance to play for $250K.
I know that's incredible.
I mean, the dunk contest guy doesn't get that.
No, that's incredible.
So.
Ты хочешь сказать, они в 19-ю играют? Ай-яй-яй. Какой же прикольный комбо.
Five, who would you pick?
Oh man.
In my team, you don't have to say the real, you know.
My team? I have
so
no,
all
I
the
don't know
legends, I mean.
Out of these guys here?
Yeah.
I mean, I picked myself for sure.
There you go.
T-Mac, Giannis.
Yeah, that makes it a little easier.
Carmelo and Kawhi.
Okay, all right.
A few of those guys.
Who were some guys that you emulated your game after coming up?
Obviously Magic, LeBron, D Wade. Those 3 right there are some of the players I looked at most and watched a lot of, you know, growing up. Those are
Отборы в ВК-лигу нет. Это только в Европе. Только в Европе так делали. Отборы в ВК-лигу это были драфт. Ой, не драфт, драфт комбайн.
I mean, the first time was just weird because I had met them before and, you know, we've worked out before.
Right.
Then when I got to the league, it was a lot different. You know, I got there and they were ready to compete. You know, they weren't trying to help me on the floor. But you know, that's what I love about the game. You know, guys come to play and are competitive. You know, they just have that passion for the game.
How about those LSU Tigers? this past season.
Doing well.
Beating my Clemson Tigers. We won't talk about it.
Jomar's got Simmons off the bench with a quick 4 and 4 as well.
That's straps right there.
And we see Zion in the game for the first time, but Penny Hardaway going in for the jam, cuts it to 11. Class guy's going to need some 3-pointers. I mean, it's getting to a point where, you know,
жестко он этой комбой разыгрывает, да? Прям вообще жесть. Интересно, какая у него это стоит. Мы-то смотрим от Джамара.
Now it's time to really see who can match up on that pick and roll, because he's getting a lot of trouble right now on that pick and roll.
Robbie, you got to remind folks, we got Ben Simmons here.
Ой-ой-ой, это Zion. Жестко.
Let me write it down this time.
Well, you don't get it, but everybody else can have Simo, S-I-M-M-O.
Okay. All right.
That will give you a chance, like I said. Locker code system, you put it into the MyTeam menu, type S-I-M-M-O, hit enter, and you'll be taken to a screen where you get a chance at a really nice Ben Simmons card.
Chance? 100% chance, если что.
Putting him on a poster.
He can make it come back here.
That cuts it down to 9. That's a momentum type of play. Ben, who on the Sixers is like a 2K head? Who's really good at games?
Good.
Because I know you guys get on the road. You know, pull out the PlayStation, the Xbox.
Definitely. Probably me.
Yeah.
I'm a 2K head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, Joe.
I think Joe would be on some FIFA and stuff too. Right?
Вручную заменяет без тайм-аутов. Быстрые ручки.
I'm definitely down.
37-28 goes into the paint, and it's a left-handed jam and one.
That was nasty.
Nasty.
Who was that?
That is the Galaxy Opal Brandon Roy card. This is a really cool card as well. We actually let the community vote on some of the badges on this card, so the community designed this card in a sense.
Well, that was a huge three-point play, and now we got a 6-point game. 37-31 with 1:33 here left in the first half.
Конечно, как обычно. Ну, а вот сейчас на весь экран.
I was so excited about my jacket, and then Ben shows up in this jacket.
No, I need one of those.
And I need
that jacket.
I think you'll get some Jordan gear this weekend.
Hopefully.
I think they'll have you set up. But hey, how all the tradition here in Chicago, not only MJ and all that, but back in 1988, that's how long it's been since it's been here. You had Bird, Jordan, Dominique.
Right. Legends.
You feeling a little magic coming back this weekend?
I think so. I think I'll pull some tricks out, but I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Do you like the picking of teams?
По локер-кодам, думаю, нет.
I think
ничего не будет.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's a change.
What about the Rising Stars? They're doing like a.
Ну, может, там и был с ПГ позиции, пацаны, но дали его типа не всем.
Yeah, one time. Yeah, last year. So, I had a lot of fun doing that because you're just playing with guys.
Хотя тут на картинке все три ПФСФ. Ну, дополнительная карта тоже хорошо.
Global game. I mean, what is it? Three #1 picks from Australia in 7 years at a certain point. It was Bogut and you.
Yep.
Missed that corner 3 right there. That was a miss.
Gotta get that rebound.
Повезло. Плюс 8 всего лишь у Джамара. Этого мало.
And what happens there, Scott? Jomar calls a timeout and right away gets a bucket.
Лиору заменить Букера, это да, это известно. Есть
такое.
И на конкурсе трешек, по-моему, тоже. Блин, вот эта вот тема с напрыжкой и тут же еще поражать 7 квадрата, это вот. Тренируйтесь, пацаны. Вообще самая классная тема.
I'm excited to get in the court with him, so it's going to be a lot of fun with him.
How much discussion is there behind the scenes about who got picked and who didn't as far as all-star stuff?
Not too much.
Изи грин. Вот она, награда за отсутствие шот-метра. Легкие грины. Платформа. Играют на ПК, скорее всего.
Well, 42-35 ball game. Ben, we appreciate you so much coming out. I know a lot of folks out there trying to get your item in the game.
Вот так Sony против Xbox.
S-I-M-M-O, Simo.
Simo.
Ну легко гринить, я не знаю, в офлайне загринить там
You streaming out on Twitch?
I'm coming soon.
All right. Ben, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Best of luck here in Chicago. Ben Simmons, folks. We got a lot more guests coming your way throughout the night. Of course, passing out 250 grand, and it's been all Jomar, Robbie, in this first half.
Ooh, little run there at the end. I mean, keeping it under 10 is important. That's what the coaches always say in NBA. You know, let's see what he does right here.
But the crazy thing about this, and I know we're playing 6-minute quarters as the half comes to an end, Robbie, but
еще второй поражается квадрат, конечно, очень красиво.
49 per
Space
game.
4, Жомар, синий.
I mean, I know we played 2 extra minutes than they did online, but Jomar's almost to 49 here in the first half.
He's playing a smart game. I see.
Да, вот эти напрыжки, это очень красиво. Это скиллово.
Really going on right now. You know, he's got to be able to really, if somebody goes on a run, you got to stop him. And one of the ways you do that, call a timeout, get your composure. You know, there wasn't enough of that last year. I felt like as soon as somebody went on a big run, that was it.
Scott and Robbie hanging out with you for the second straight year, doing 250K. We're here at NBA Crossover here at Navy Pier in a cold Chicago. I mean, this T-shirt is not it. This is not going to get it done.
You know what? It's
Listen, is the Xbox?
No, a lot of hardworking people.
There is a lot. Hangar 10? Is that what you told me?
Hangar 10, that's
Hangar
right.
10.
Hangar 10 and Hangar 9.
Those boys doing it up. Good, and we got a 47-37 ball game, so 10-point game. But you mentioned the class guy starting to figure out a little bit offensively.
Yeah, he's starting to go on little runs there and keep it within that 10. If you keep it within the 10 by the end of the third quarter or so, then he can make a run. It's anybody's ball game at that point.
He scored 12 points in the opening quarter, but bounces back in that second quarter to put up 25. So if he can get a couple stops,
мне кажется, лампа стоит дороже $250 тысяч долларов,
huge for the class guy. He could cut this real quick to a single possession game.
Yeah, I know when I'm sitting there playing that, it takes me a half sometimes to really get the pulse and get the tempo of somebody if I haven't played them before. Get those matchups in order and figure out who.
Они, кстати, по 6 минут играют.
Which right now is Giannis.
В MyTeam же по 5 минут четверть, а они 6 играют.
Back it out from the elbow. A little motion and then a little showtime. Brings it back to 10 points.
You got to move forward on that right stick, man. We can't be out here showing off with 250Ks on the line.
Нет, Джамар это Пуэрто-Рико.
Maybe that will get him going as Giannis working at the free throw line. Picks up his dribble. It's a cutting.
Там Джамар, а это другой его.
You see, Jamar's a big fan of that hop step. He's using it with Giannis and with Bird, getting into the key and getting into the paint untouched.
That's certainly one of the meta moves.
Никто не обратил внимания, Жегас, кроме тебя.
MyTeam Unlimited. Class guy with it once again.
You can see this.
Кстати, Лиллард тоже этот Galaxy, если что. Galaxy Лиллард тоже.
Last year as well.
Как же он Бёрдом поливает?
Guys that just they couldn't touch, they couldn't guard. So you have to be able to switch these matchups on the fly. If you need to call a timeout to get the right person on the right person, it can make a difference in the game.
Saw that intimidator badge and Giannis knocks it away. I didn't know we were hitting threes from the Facebook logo.
Тупейший бэккорт, тупейший, я ненавижу эту анимацию.
You have the right players in the right situations, they'll pop it. We saw it with Lillard recently. Curry usually does it.
Так, что случилось?
We had a 54-39 ball game. We had a 7-2 run coming out of the locker room.
Без понятия, Сандер, без понятия.
No, it's just the first game.
Это баг, скорее всего, а не буст.
It's only a best of 3.
He's got to quit taking those shots that are contested.
Я думаю, это так. Игра, которая у нас, она ограничена. То есть, если Лиллард ПД, значит он ПД, а здесь у них бусты. Для тренеров бусты за кроссовки. Они бустят и поднимают игрока до опола. Привет, Хейтворд. Да, был Симо, да. Вводи быстрее, иди. Админский ак. Ну вот да, админский ак, кстати. Ай-яй-яй. Погостик. Прыг, скок.
There is big number 50, David Robinson, the man from Navy, will knock down the first two. Can you imagine him on a submarine?
Man, he once led the entire NCAA in block shots and career block shots.
Well, he grew like 6 inches or something
Как же он
like
поливает
that from his like
за
sophomore to junior year,
ПГшника.
somewhere in
Ну вот
there.
этот, пацаны, 15 бокс, это такая имба. Просто мерзкая комбинация.
So a timeout, they got plenty remaining, 3:29 to go.
We see him getting into the matchup screen really quickly right there. You have to make sure that there's no free drives.
Рони пришел, я раздеваюсь сразу. Автоматически руки раздевают меня.
Jomar in this opening game of the 250K MyTeam Unlimited Tournament.
Почему я не со мной сет? Не знаю, это надо у них спросить. Почему бы и нет?
We're expecting Class Guy to really come out here and clamp it down, but
потому что SF-чики, они ближе к кольцу противника находятся. В быстрых отрывах.
Yeah, he's baiting him into those shots and then closing out. He's making him get that kind of an illusion of space. Oh, I'm open, I'll shoot it, and then closing out hard and getting that rebound.
Class Guy's got to come up with something. He does have time left. Remember, we're playing 6-minute quarters. Walks it out to the elbow extended, then up and underneath.
Ай-яй-яй-яй.
As Penny Hardaway gets another bucket.
Ну хорошо сыграно. Не, ну все-таки Класс Гай тоже не ну хорош. Но Джомар смотрится просто феноменально.
Those are the top tier of the Galaxy Opal rewards.
Жесть.
And another timeout.
That's a lot of tokens. It's a lot of tokens for those players. Galaxy Opal David Robinson is 850. Galaxy Opal all over the place. Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway as well. The fact that he's using 2 of those in his starting lineup, I mean, that's some consistency. That means he's used these cards for hundreds of games.
How big of a problem is Giannis?
Man, I don't want to be the guy that's trying to guard Giannis right now. He tried to use Kawhi. That's why you get into those matches.
Что-то подзамедлилось.
That's why you see them calling more timeouts and messing with more settings. You have to figure out a way to unlock that.
Ой, здорово раскидал. Да бей.
Richard Jefferson thought about the 3.
Офигеть. Что не писал? Ой-ой-ой, красивый момент.
A little bit of funk coming in for Richard Jefferson. It's been a long time since RJ's been a good
По скрину играет. То есть, по сути, он играет Хокс 18. Ой, здорово, прожал треугольник. Чуть не получилось. Все круто сделал, на самом деле.
Jomar's got takeover activated there with Giannis, but he got a little too confident right there.
Wide open shot cuts it to 10. Want to welcome in Managing Director of the NBA 2K League, Brendan Donahue, somehow made it over here from New York. On a snowy day in Chicago. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. There's no
Его заблокировали, мяч залетел в кольцо все равно, но это везение.
So far, he played 2 seasons in the NBA 2K League. In this first game, he doesn't look he's not intimidated at all.
Listen, he's used to the bright lights and having Mama and Walnut screaming at him. That it keeps him sharp.
I know. Even when he's the 6th man, I think they're screaming at him.
А почему Борзи не стоит на 3?
This is the second straight year that they've done the 250K tournament. Second straight year. There's somebody from the NBA 2K League in it. It seems that skills here translate to not only what you guys do on the big stage.
Ну, Борзи его лучший игрок, вы понимаете, он им лучше всех играет.
Ended up winning the championship though, with T-Wolves Gaming. But
actually, the guy who won last year,
skip to Malou, Demarius, he actually is in our draft pool this season. So
смотрите, он без набрыжки просто квадрат нажал и поплатился.
So we got a 15-point ball game, a minute to go.
Похоже на то.
And that draft is coming up, BD. We're not too
Ну,
far away from February 22nd.
У Бёрда не такой классный фейт на самом деле.
Yeah, February 22nd. We found a really cool concert venue in New York City called Terminal 5. So next Saturday, for the first time ever, we're going to have fans. They can come in. There's tickets online. They can go get on the NBA 2K League.
Спайда?
We're gonna have the place packed. It'll be great energy.
Спида?
How big has this partnership?
Надеюсь, это тот самый момент, этот чувак.
It has. I mean, and this has been a long time. This is a decade-long partnership. The 2K League is just a branch of that.
Right.
So,
Я попробую ввести Спайда. В натуре работает.
Obviously, we're here celebrating the game of basketball All-Star Weekend, and it's cool that 2K is a part of that weekend. So it's a fun.
3 Донана Митчелла. Зеленый 95-го overall. Покажу вам, как я бросаю.
He ended up winning the championship with T-Wolves Gaming. So I'm not saying Jomar shouldn't try to win the 250, but it could be an omen if you come up on the other side.
Yeah, I hope that's not what happens to him. But no, I will say, and the other thing I think for Turnup, which is important to note, is him getting to the finals of this last year, I think helped his draft status too.
Yeah.
I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jomar saw the same results.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Jomar did not get retained.
Ай-яй-яй, это не блок. Аринас сверху. Но Аринас вообще мощнейший снайпер. 12 очков. Классгай, в принципе, может закомбычить.
By the way, we got to get Robbie out to some NBA 2K League games.
Hey,
he's just sitting there developing all day.
Speaking of Robbie, though, I will say,
две карты нормально. Слушайте, ну таких локеров никто не ожидал, я думаю, да, пацаны? Это же вообще халява. Ну, это хорошие игроки. Митчелл нормальный и Симмонс. В прошлом году типа дали рубинового Таунса, чтобы вы понимали, да? Вы понимаете, рубинового Таунса дали. Тут дали уже 2 даймондов. Ну, это значно круче.
Well, just like the fans in the NBA 2K League push us to be better, they certainly push these guys in the dev team to get all this amazing content out there. And right now, Robbie Jomar is just, he's loving life right now. He's living the dream up 12.
Yeah, Class Guy had a couple of deep shots there where he was getting a little bit more into transition. And I think that's where he needs to do his work in the fourth quarter if he's got a shot at this W.
Well, at the end of the third, we got a 12-point game. We were talking about the draft on the 22nd. What else is going on in the NBA 2K League?
So one other thing, actually, some new stuff about the draft. I mentioned the fans being able to come in. The other thing, while we'll have our great voice of the league, Scott Cole, there, we will actually have a lot of celebrity guest pickers at the draft. No names I'm dropping here, but watch out for it. We have a lot of exciting, stars coming in that night.
And, you know, Mike,
я понял, зачем эта комбинация, чтобы боты тупят. Квик 12 слов, так и запишем. Ребят, записываю комбы, чтобы потом на стриме потестить. Согласитесь, интересно, что нам... Топчики покажут, но эту комбу я, по-моему, знаю, что она себе представляет.
Of course, the MyTeam was, a lot of United States players, but also the NBA 2K is doing a global tournament that is going down in Los Angeles. So not only are they global on the 2K side, but the NBA 2K League, you guys went to London, you went to Seoul, Korea, and it's
это был, кстати, плохой бросок.
And what's exciting is whenever we go to these tournaments, like we went to London, we went to Seoul, Korea,
этот бросок все равно был бы контест. А он еще и блок
and then even Tencent sent a team to play against the guys trying out, and they had, a ton of great players that were going step for step with Bear to Beast and players like that. So
они бы еще вот такое окошко сделали.
Our goal is to find the best players in the world, and so
все ГГ на самом деле вот сейчас.
Not unlike the NBA itself. Takes a little bit to get established, and then all of a sudden, hey, you got guys from everywhere. You need to find all corners of the earth, scour them all.
Exactly, and it takes guys having a lot of success. Like it took a lot of Tony Parker to open the door for guys like all the modern stars like Giannis now.
Hey,
Симмонс такой жесткий в дефе, постоянно выбивает мячи. Вообще неприятный тип.
How's their season going, by the way, Robbie? You want to talk about that?
You know what? As a longtime fan, you have to appreciate 20 years of excellence, and it's not going to be perfect forever.
Hey, I see Timmy D doing his thing over on the bench.
Интересно там.
It's really like a battle.
Джамар вообще на голову
I
сильнее.
see so many left-handed players. No, it sounds a little weird to say,
на голову сильнее Джамар сейчас смотрится. Очень все круто делает.
We got a 20-point ball game. Remember, folks, this is just game one as we get a reverse jam.
This part of the game for Class Guy is all about establishing a rhythm now heading into the second game, I think. Not saying
он круто играет, местами вообще круто, но, блин, Джамар настолько чизовый парень.
By the way, Brendan, we're joined by the managing director of the NBA 2K League, Brandon Donahue. There was a lot of NBA 2K players that were working their way through this tournament trying to get here.
Неожиданно и приятно.
And Compete just came up short. He got beat by this Class Guy. That's his name. I'm not just generalizing. His name is the Class Guy.
Compete's a classy guy too.
Yeah, he is. But you almost had two NBA 2K League players battling it off here in Chicago. They were this close.
I know, and he knocked off.
Splash.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's obvious. I mean there's a lot of translation in terms of what makes a great player in 5-on-5 versus 1-on-1. Yeah, and Jomar's proof of that.
Ну ничего, вот 3, да, насколько я помню.
Jomar was talking about just, you know, this is for both of you, how hard it was to grind MyTeam and Pro-Am at the same time. You know, he's trying to get drafted coming out of Pro-Am, but he's also trying to win 250K. I mean, that's a lot of NBA 2K.
There's a mental game when it comes to this. Yeah, and it sounds, you know, a little weird, but that's okay. Mentally, you have to really be locked in. And Class Guy took a little different approach. Jomar's out there talking to everybody, having a great time. Class Guy's just locked in, ready to go.
Что творит? То есть он за одну секунду до конца он понял, что у него не получится бросок. И он взял тайм-аут, бросил нормальный бросок, взял подбор нападения, еще один бросок сделал хороший. Вот она, пацаны, победа как куется. Да ладно, блок, ну это невероятно.
Certainly the experience, you maybe have to tip your cap a little bit to Jomar. It certainly has looked that way here in game 1.
Yeah, so far, just the movements on the court for as a MyTeam player myself, I see a little bit of tenseness, a little bit from the Class Guy. He's got to look and find some good shots, make sure that he gets that thing within 10.
At the elbow, that'll rim in and out.
Jomar's defense is just outstanding right now.
I know, we were worried about that. We were thinking he's only an offensive guy, but he's done it on both sides. He came in with a point differential of 12.2 per game. So,
ну он вообще, по-моему, все броски забил за Берда открытые. Идеальный релиз.
The defense do what they do and just taking what the defense gives you.
He's gotten 10 more shots up. Both these guys are shooting in the mid-60s. So you know they can shoot, BD. It's just Jomar's getting up more shots right now.
No doubt.
Ну 18 очков тут не отыгрывается.
One final question for you.
Ждем следующую игру,
draft on the 22nd. Tickets still available?
Yep, you just go to NBA2KLeague.com. There's tickets available on the website. They don't cost anything. The place is going to be buzzing. We're going to have DJs. It'll be a great party atmosphere, and we'll be changing lives. So it's going to be a cool night.
Of course, you know, you can also come out and watch the league
this summer
and be a part of that.
We'll have
23 teams now, BD. 23
teams. I spent the last month or so. I was in Seoul. I got to see Genji's offices over in Seoul, Korea.
Yeah.
They're obviously a great addition to the league. I'm thrilled to have them. And Turn Up, by the way, is going to be leading that team, which is pretty cool. And then I was in Charlotte a few weeks ago. Hornets Venom Gaming, they're ready to go. MJ's squad down there, so was led by Nacho and Big West. So that'll be a lot of fun. But the other thing I'd say about the league, you mentioned kind of the international influx. You know, we're going to have 20-plus players in the draft pool from outside the U.S., which is by far the biggest pool we've ever had. Also going to have 4 women in the draft pool, which is a great, a great movement.
4 девушки в драфт-пуле, вы понимаете? И, наверное, опять Марио не возьмут. Возьмут 4 щеки, скорее всего. A lot of progress.
It's going to be a really exciting season 3.
Shakita being the first woman ever to be drafted in the NBA 2K League. And then Haza played for Knicks Gaming out of Europe. Well, BD, it's been amazing to hang out with you. I'm glad you made it. That's all I can tell you. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks, guys. You too.
That's the managing director of the NBA 2K League, Brendan Donahue, joining us. And that's cool to see, like these NBA 2K League. You know, I'm involved with the league, so. But a lot of those guys just support anything NBA 2K. And certainly he's no different. He's jazzed about all these tournaments going on.
Absolutely. The more stages, the more bright lights that you can get under. You saw about the crossover between my team and 2K League as well. Love to see it.
Well, this game's in the books. I'm not saying you can't. I am saying he's not coming back in this one. So let's start to think about game 2 for the Class Guy. And it's important because now your backup is against the wall. You're trying not to avoid the sweep. And this is a winner-take-all tournament. I mean, I'm not saying that the Class Guy is not going to get some good parting gifts. You are here in Chicago and All-Star Weekend.
But
not getting the 250K is certainly weighing on his mind. He's going to have a lot of pressure going into
it. Yeah, but you count, on Jomar's end, you can't count your stacks before they're made. Yep. And, man, he is just absolutely going nuts from 3 with Lillard. I'm not questioning that one again.
Of course, we'll have a bit more locker codes and more guests popping throughout the night. Maybe a few more folks from the association might stop by. And a 91-67
вообще непонятно,
ball
просто
game where the Class Guy got off to a slow start, came back a little bit in that second quarter.
Как бы GG, да,
outside,
я вел ход.
Jomar just too much points. We're talking about
То есть это просто 5 карт и Коби написано. Не знаю, Серж Брон, никто не знает этого.
91?
До 7 утра, возможно, где-то так. Но это не точно. Ну, думаю, час-два будут работать. По идее.
Scott and Robbie here from Chicago here in NBA crossover space down here on the Navy Pier. By the way, 2K is going to be here all weekend long, so if you're going to be in the Chicago area, come down here and check it out. It's actually a cool space here in the Navy Pier. A lot of food and a lot of basketball going on.
Hey, I'm loving it, man.
Thank you, Kobe Pack Award.
I see a few baskets. You know, this is making me
that
want to
play. That one basket over there's got to be 12 feet tall.
Oh, yeah. I felt like a little kid again.
Those days have long passed me. When you look at these lineups, especially the class guy, what changes do you think he's going to make going into this game too? Because this starting lineup's not going to get it done.
Well, I saw him messing around a little bit with the press and with things like that, just kind of testing it, seeing what.
Но это какая-то карта, которой не было. Рубиновая.
I see a lot of defensive switches that need to be made. Number one, you got to stop that Damian Lillard. Number two, I saw Kristaps pick and pop a little bit. David Robinson didn't really get it done down low. He needs to play to his strengths, and he has to play better defense.
Well, game one is in the books. So let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team, Alexis. Hello.
Hello, Jomar dominating.
Но это даже не карта. Это не карта, она не дополнилась в коллекцию. Это просто какая-то рубиновая шляпа. Все понятно, пацаны, нас обманули. Рубиновый, это даже не рубиновый танц, это просто даунс рубиновый.
One game away from that big prize. You told me earlier that your heart was racing. Are you still nervous as you were in game one for game two?
Nah, I mean it's just the moment, you know, like it's just exciting. Like you play the video game.
Нормально, да.
We know what's at stake.
Вот такую карточку.
Yeah, I mean it happens, but yeah, I mean like I said before, just same mentality. Like I haven't won a game yet, and try to execute the same game plan, and we'll see what happens. And if I gotta make adjustments, I'll make adjustments.
Так, ну что, ждем вторую катку.
I would say Ben Simmons. Yeah, like he comes in and he just brings a different
Ждем вторую катку, ребят.
It's a bigger point guard, so it's hard to guard, and then defensively, it's a lot easier for me. So yeah, that's a game changer for me right there.
All right, well, game two, let's go. Let's throw it back to you, Scott.
Thanks so much, Alexis. We got a lot of fans and family here in the building at NBA Crossover, and both these guys have a lot of supporters that are here hanging out with them. And by the way, this guy is named Ronnie 2K.
Hello. Welcome to Chicago. God, it's snowing and cold.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the jersey down there. You know, mad respect for that, but it is cold out there.
I mean, I think you know, if you aren't using Jordan in one of these tournaments, you got something to talk about for sure.
Yeah, no MJ.
No MJ. Huh? Why is that? There might be something.
Yeah, maybe we'll say that. But you and I, we normally get to talk about some amazing stuff, but this is probably the most amazing thing that we've ever talked about when you've had you up there. These NBA 2K Foundation, you guys are just doing some amazing stuff. You know, I remember down in Charlotte last year, just really, you know, helping those out that certainly need help.
Absolutely. And the 2K Foundations is, of course, our program to give back to the game that has given us so much. And, you know, we'd be nothing without basketball, so it's very, very important for us to go across the country and wherever courts are needed and where we can help and refurbish and impact the game of basketball in a positive way. That's what we're doing, and that's what 2K Foundations is about.
Well, by the way, I talked about some fans and supporters in here. We have some folks from the Boys and Girls Club. Check those out, hanging out here in Chicago. Thundersticks ablazing. And I noticed they're sitting on the Clanita. He's down 0-1 right now, but certainly those guys are having an incredible day here in Chicago.
Yeah, of course. So tomorrow we're actually opening up a court in Chicago, and that's why a lot of that gang is going to be in attendance, and I just can't wait. You know, it's going to be so much fun.
Well, check this out. I know you guys have been doing a lot. You know, picture says 1,000 words. This is 1,000,000 words right here, and this is some of the stuff that you guys have been working on over the last couple years.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously connected to a bunch of athletes. Of course, there's Chicago's own Anthony Davis that's going to be involved in the one tomorrow. But, I mean, it's been such a great program. Obviously, gaming is a piece of it, but of course basketball. I mean, we've gotten to work with LeBron in Akron at the I Promise School. One of my favorites was the Paul George one in Palmdale. But tomorrow is going to be really great, and I can't wait to bring a court to that great group back there.
Yeah, they've been having a great time here, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with AD. But we got some more tournaments coming on. Not only this one tonight, but we're going to go somewhere on February 29th. It's going to be the Global Championship down there. And certainly more 2K is always a good thing.
I mean, it's crazy, right? Like, obviously, we have the MyTeam final today. We have the 2K League draft next week that Brendan talked about. And then the ESL one-on-one quick game, final right there. So there's a lot of ways to the competitive thing is so important to us as a brand. So it's February. It's pretty exciting.
It's getting to a point, Robbie, where it almost doesn't matter what mode you play. There's something for you out there, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. This is a global game, as Brendan was saying before. Not only that, but you play the game, you never know who's watching.
Ronnie, you were watching that first game. What does the class guy got to do here in game 2?
That is tough to come back from. What was it, 26-point win? That's a tough one. So I think Robbie spoke to it a minute ago. Make those adjustments. He was starting to run some press, he was trying to do a few things.
Рони, что ты несешь? Он же вообще не играет свою игру, он не умеет играть. Вот любой из чатика его до 26 очков и хлоп на этих. Любой.
He was sort of paying homage to Ben Simmons. I don't know if it's because he was here and you're trying to get some swag or some extra locker codes or something, but he noticed that Ben Simmons was a guy that came in and made a difference for him off the bench.
Absolutely. I mean, I think obviously inspired by having him speak to his game, and Ben was kind of rooting him on. I mean, if you can get that extra kind of motivation, why not?
Yeah,
everybody needs some good vibes around here.
Oh yeah, it's good to have an ace in the hole. You saw he was ready to do that. That's a calculated thing that he did. Okay, I'm going to see how he's playing, and then I'm going to bring in my ace.
Now, we had a sweep
Ты
last
знаешь?
year. Remember, skip to my Lou.
Хочется.
So I'm real nervous about the class guy right now. He's certainly grinded through some incredible competitors like Skip to my Lou, compete to get here. He did look rattled, but right now he's got to be concerned inside.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you going to make up a couple dozen points? That's not a very easy thing to do. So we'll see if he's up to the task.
You see the rosters here, Ronnie. I mean, what changes are you making if you're the class guy?
Ну, Джеггерс, ты тоже не знал до сегодняшнего дня?
Well, I don't know. I think Robbie's sort of right. Like, he scored 70-something points, right? So I don't think the defense is the problem. I'm sorry, I don't think the offense is the problem. I think he's going to have to get some shutdown guys in there and play some defense.
Not only is our second year doing this, we were in Charlotte last year. It's Ruffles Celebrity Game.
Yes, sir.
I always ask for your predictions. That's tomorrow. 7 p.m. I think it's is ESPN or ESPN2?
ESPN.
ESPN. What's your predictions?
I mean,
you tell me you were.
I wasn't actually that far off. Last year I had 6 points, 8 rebounds. Of course, I could memorize this like it was nothing.
Glory days.
Yeah, my glory day of my 6 points. No, I'd like to get a double-double. I'd like to
double-double.
I just want one 3-point attempt. Because people don't know that I can actually really shoot, and you saw it out
on
there.
the 12-foot hoop. You're not
bad.
That's right. You can't be messing up your, that's 2-foot difference. You got to start getting down that 10-foot goal, maybe a couple putbacks to get you started, then you step out.
I got to do a lot of practice, but I'm hoping for a double. I mean, I have some talented teammates.
Нормально. Хороший состав судей.
I haven't seen Chance play.
Who's your captain? Is it Wilbon?
Chance is the captain.
Oh, Chance is the. However.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if I'm not doing well, is Stephen A. going to yell at me? Because I'm kind of concerned about that.
Quite frankly. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Quite frankly, go to the bench.
Защёкал.
Who are you looking forward to playing with, and who are you looking forward to playing against? That's maybe the most important question.
I'm looking forward to playing against Common because he's.
I think he was on my flight coming up. I'll be honest with you.
I'm a huge fan of him as a kid. Obviously, really good.
Да мне не расчувствуешь, у меня башка болит. У меня, блядь, плохие предчувствия, я вам так скажу.
All he's known for is shooting half-court shots. So is that gonna happen? And we're just gonna watch.
Я уже начинаю гуглить симптомы. Понимаете, насколько?
And he was an okay player back in the day, but it depends on if he's gonna troll you or not. I'm not sure what to expect from Spice.
We're gonna have to see. I mean, look, it's such a great honor to be on that platform again and get to play with some obviously very entertaining people in the industry.
Well, they tell us they're ready to go. I don't want to ask for predictions here, but
Да в том-то и дело, что не заболел.
Or is Class Guy going to come back and make this happen?
I mean, I can't see anything but a sweep. I mean, Jomar has been the best player in the tournament, and I think that he wraps this thing up.
What do you say, Robbie?
Defense wins championships, man. If he can't get that thing in order, it's going to be a wrap.
That's right.
Wait, I still go back to he was holding opponents to 49 points a game, and he gave up 91. I mean, that's not even the same level.
Hey, look what's happening right now. Coach adjustments, defense. Got to go over those screens.
У меня какие-то покалывания в голове такие.
Lots of these. You see how quickly they're going.
Такая резкая боль.
So everybody's their own player and they're running around out there. How big is this play
Полсекунды буквально, и все, и отходит.
For the elite level players, it's everything. You want to use the right playbook, you want to use the right coach, you want to have the right shoes on your players.
В одних и тех же местах попадет.
So when it comes to this, not only are they playing,
Я не знаю, что это.
Running the court,
Может, есть врач?
trying out players, they're trying out plays as well. And maybe, just maybe, Class Guy's got something in his bag for the second game, and he was just sandbagging.
Но больше похоже, что у меня просто повышенное давление, и мне надо поспать.
I had the OG fire red threes.
Они еще и камеры.
You're not wearing those in the snow and ruining those.
No, I'm in the polo boots.
I got
like
a
rocking 1993 out here.
I got a little black mark on my my shoe surgeons, and I'm so upset. I don't know what to do.
That doesn't ruin your whole. That doesn't ruin your whole day. That like ruins your whole month.
That's right.
I saw people standing outside in the cold, man.
Oh yeah, for the Jordans.
Yes.
Oh my God.
How about these custom sneakers?
Что-то мне нормально был. Так это Джамар настраивался.
Man.
Anytime you can dial something up like that, Robbie, we got to get Robbie something more than a T-shirt. By the way.
You know what?
I don't know if I can.
I need to get one of these jackets.
Yeah, right?
I need to get one of these jackets. I'm repping the
Значит, не
dev
давление.
Well, maybe we just need to design a dev team jacket.
You know what? Sounds like a good idea.
Put that in there. Game 2. Scott, Ronnie 2K, Robbie hanging out with you, and this is.
Короче, пацаны, надо режим менять, иначе долго не протяну. Давайте поменяем режим. Будем вставать в 8 утра, запускать стрим. И до 12 ночи стримить. Классический 16-часовой стрим. Может быть. Завтра предлагаю вообще без стрима обойтись.
Down here, this is pretty sweet, especially if you want to be inside.
If you're an NBA fan, I mean, there's no better place than to come to crossover during All-Star Weekend. I mean, all the excitement about basketball. I was in Paris a couple weeks ago with.
Самое странное, что как бы вес я сейчас подсогнал, физическими упражнениями занимаюсь более-менее регулярно. Ну, то есть, это не то, чтобы
tomorrow. It'll be shoulder to shoulder throughout the weekend. You can see the stage up there. They had a very loud sound check earlier today during our rehearsal, but hey, we can rock with it. They got everything set up here after the timeout, just 9 seconds into this one. And Jomar, he's certainly.
Надеюсь, выиграет Джомар, и мы все пойдем спать.
But Jomar knows. Hey, I'm 24 minutes away from doing
Да, камера такая будет.
Hey, there's nothing like having some confidence. I mean, in the fourth quarter, he was drilling threes from the logo with Lillard, just like Lillard does. And man, that's got to give him a good feeling with Lillard going into this game. He's going to make the world go around.
Проснусь без... Хотел сказать без шот-метра. Проснусь без шот-метра, без будильника. Ой-ой, ну это в харю.
You know, 24 minutes from it, it could be a lot of money.
One thing real quickly I'm seeing with the Class guys, he dropped into a zone right away, and he's not going to give up those threes. I think if he's going to go down, he's not going down on some three-pointers like he did in the first game.
Gets it over to Giannis.
Нет.
Opening minute, still looking for our first bucket. As you see Kawhi Leonard holding it down like a fat kid on a blanket, and there is a errant shot. Hopefully we won't see that from Giannis this weekend.
You force a 24-second violation, that should be
Понял,
about
Серега, будем исправлять. хочу молодым это.
Yeah. Just minus and plus.
Hey, if you get into domination, you do get defensive bonuses.
By the way, off the backboard, no.
By the way, I'm loving the locker code giveaways.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I love them.
I don't know what you're talking about. We may have had one earlier.
We had the Simmons one. That's a sweet giveaway for sure.
Боже, какой чиз это комба, пацаны. Боты так тупят в этой комбе. Они просто нереально тупят после напрыжки. Они все сбегаются. У вас 2-3 человека свободных становится. Это жесть, это такая чизовая херня. Из 15 бокс называется.
Never get locker code requests. What are you talking about?
Ronnie 2K down there on the end. How many points has Ronnie got to put up in the celebrity game for us to? What's the lowest level?
Well, I'm just praying that like if by miracle's chance and I beat the Vegas odds of 3,300 to 1 and I win MVP, that I might get my own MyTeam card. I'm just gonna manifest it because that's this manifestation. But
speak it into existence.
Speak it into existence.
You know what's the lowest level? Well, the lowest level is bronze. We might. That's for guys like us.
I would love that.
It's better. Bird in transition, and Larry Legend can't hit.
Какой бронз? Для Рони надо отдельный уровень придумать. Бронз это профессионалы.
We did give out a locker code earlier, and I know some folks probably just tuning in. Once again, Ben Simmons was here.
Ну реально она жесткая. Посмотрите, смотрите. Все. Один.
SIMMO.
Там если не в одном месте, то в другом свободное. Это очень жесткая комбинация. И она круче этой Фокс. Ой, Фокс, Майами 13. Она реально круче.
He's learned the tendencies, and that's something that we couldn't do in the qualifying tournament. You only get one shot at that. Now it's a best of three. I got to give him credit, at least for these first few minutes. This is a totally different player we're seeing.
And Kawhi Leonard just goes right by.
Maybe you spoke a little too soon.
Hey, 5 points is better than 20. We're going to see what goes on.
And just 3 of 7 from the field, but the glass guy just 1 of 6 to start off the ball game. The series is 1-0 in favor of Jomar. A win here. It's a green bean.
That's some Spursian ball movement. I like it.
He needs to start hitting those shots from downtown, especially when he gets open looks.
Ой, я так люблю делать.
Rare against Jomar.
Ставить заслон и с бихайндом его проходить. А я чуть не бросил-то. Ага, и посмотрите, как крашит круто, да, Порза.
I know we just have you for a moment here, Ronnie. What else is going on in your world?
I mean, it is a crazy weekend, obviously. 2K.
Ну это очень тупо сейчас было просто побежать и бросить. Ну серьезно, это не то, что он должен был делать. Mid-range там бросить. О, ну это круто. Меня бы за сам не, ну Джомар очень круто играет, но вот это, вы понимаете, вот это чиз, это лютый чиз. То есть ты не можешь задефать в 3 местах одновременно, у тебя не хватит рук, а боты тупят, боты просто тупят, и все. Тут кто кого перечислит. Глазгай на 4 очка вперед вырвался, но мне кажется... Ой-ой-ой, Гри. Мне кажется, Жомар в своем...
So we got a 1-point game with 92 seconds to go here in the first.
Boy, it is 3-0.
Ну, кстати, неплохо раскидывает, да, сейчас Жомар.
I saw Glass Guy force a couple turnovers. He's got to be feeling good about being up.
Yeah. Talking about a early 3-point lead. Well, Ronnie, we appreciate you hanging out with us. If this thing goes to a game 3, we might have to have you back.
Yeah, you know, I always love talking to you, Scott, and of course, Robbie. Give away some more locker codes.
It might not stop the Twitter, but it will get us some good stuff.
Well, good luck in the celebrity game.
Thank you very much.
More important, good luck tomorrow with the foundation. Great stuff with the rest of the 2K guys. Ronnie 2K, folks, hanging out with us here in Chicago. Down here at the Navy Pier and Larry Legend. Bird goes deep from 3.
Прям любо-дорого смотреть, пацаны, на Жомара. Очень четко.
We are getting a quick preview of the three-point contest here, but I'm seeing the class guy get out more in transition, and that's important because if Jomar misses a three, that is easy 2 points on the other end.
Always good to hang out with my guy Ronnie 2K.
Ладно, первый, хотел сказать, первый промах, он почти опыта не мазал за Форзи из-за Норда, он опыта не мазал. Сейчас я думаю, проважит.
He's been streaming to my team too.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And I'm liking that. He's opening those packs with that pink diamond shack.
There's the Admiral, David Robinson, working Porzingis in the post. Doesn't have the post moves, kicks it outside, shot clock running down. RJ's got to put it up, a shot from the corner.
Ну да, это очень странно. Может, им нельзя было уже Уэйда брать? Потому что Шакилов тоже нету. Ну ладно, Шакилов нету, но нету Батлера, нету, понимаете? То есть нету ни Шакила, ни Батлера, ни Уэйда, а это значит лишь одно, что, скорее всего, им нельзя из этих карт коллекции брать. Ну, мне так кажется, если нету их. Ну, кто-то из этих трех должен же быть у одного хотя бы. Вот я тоже думаю, что они подтвердили их очень давно, неделю назад. Тренировались. Я думаю, для разрабов они это сделали, чтобы они подготовили все эти компьютеры, на которых они будут играть.
Micro things within MyTeam are a big deal when you're on a stage like this. If a guy's tired, he might miss that three that's wide open that can decide the game.
Ну, Уэйда бы взяли, потому что Уэйд лучше Аринуса, условно.
As I mentioned before, both these guys are pretty calm, pretty under control here, but I think there's a million things going through their heads right now.
I think once we get to the fourth quarter of this game, we'll see about that.
Well, Gilbert Arenas will make his way in along with Tracy McGrady. So you got Hardaway Roy and Grant Hill.
Раскидал, но без шотметра не попадает, плазгает. Ну, пацаны, играйте без шотметра. Точнее, с шотметром он не попадает. Играйте без шотметра, это нормальная тема.
LeVar Odom is a versatile player, and versatility offensively and defensively cannot be understated when you're in a situation like this. If you only have a guy that plays one way, the class guy might be in trouble if he keeps using that David Robinson. You saw him get down low. Porzingis tried to guard him, bumped him off just enough to where he wasn't going to dunk that thing and kicked it out for a three.
I'll also notice the class guy as he hits another timeout. He's done a lot better job at managing the runs and not letting Jomar get off to these, 6, 7, 8 point runs that can get him down early.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't see a lot of that last year. Now, that's a solid strategy from Jomar. Not enough people do that in my team. They freak out, they get down 10, and that's the ball game.
4-point lead for Jomar. My guy Ben Simmons doesn't have that range.
Это просто пик.
Put it off on the side. Fountain rims in and out, but there's Ben Simmons with a huge offensive rebound.
If you control the boards, you control the game, and Jomar has had several offensive rebounds like that. Second chance points can be the difference as well.
That was Zion Williamson, the second most famous guy from Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's my hometown.
I was going to say, I wonder who the first guy is.
1500s, to be honest with you. Up top, Grant Hill.
Здорово раскидал. И опять.
That's 2 corner threes that Giannis has missed now from the class guy. He's got to be not liking that. Giannis is a guy in that pink diamond card can shoot those threes. It's just not going down for him.
Certainly seen a lot more games come in for Jomar. He's got a 6-point lead. It's a guy that's originally from Puerto Rico.
Ну я понял, Лупа это. Пупа и Лупа решили сыграть квик 15 луп.
Off a generator, Storm had come through Puerto Rico, and he was that dedicated to making the league. And that just speaks to a guy that is so focused on what it takes to get it done. And of course, moves to Portland. He's a part of Blazer 5 for the first 2 seasons and now lives in Boston. And he has made a great run here through the PlayStation side. Wins game 1 and right now with a 6-point lead.
You want to talk about, do you want it or do you really, really want it?
С подборами нормальная тема, но ты понимаешь, если тебе стоит крашбордс, и ты не забираешь подбор, то твои игроки не дефают быстрый трейд. Ну, практически. То есть, если ты не забрал нападение, то тебя всегда забьют
set.
Со второго шанса.
And there's Grant Hill.
Подлагнул, он
Another Galaxy Opal reward.
Understicks come in from the boys and girls from the Boys and Girls Club. They're trying to get Class Guy to force a game 3.
Да, не так легко сильно забить.
1-0. Jomar takes the first one, and he took it big time. He put up 91 points. And there's a little scoop coming in from Grant Hill.
We didn't see much of Hill.
Guys
yeah, we didn't see much of Hill the first game. A most underrated and a great slasher.
There's a big rebound by David Robinson. He could
вот видите, смотри, Джаггерс, насколько легкие очки ему сейчас достались. Ну, то есть вообще никто не мешал. Да, краш-борс это хорошо. Если вы хотите доминировать в игре, если вы типа нацелены на какую-то победу, много очков забивать. Если вы будете часто не попадать, то быстро мотыли будут накатывать.
So we got a 3-point game, 27-24.
We see the zone again, and that's killer right there.
Просто как по нотам, как по
Another 3-ball coming in, and this time it's Christian
Bosch заслон бихайндом проходит по диагонали и тут же скидка. Это просто в учебник по MyTeam надо, если такой есть.
Chris Bosch right there.
Got to be in the right place at the right time.
That's right. And, you know, flashbacks are a thing that aren't going away.
All right, here a little foreshadowing as 30-24. We got some exciting MyTeam news coming up at the half. You don't want to miss that.
Какие-то новости по MyTeam будут через 2 минуты.
And Jomar back the other way. He's got to pick up his dribble. Gets it off to Larry Bird. Skips it across for 3.
Да ладно, замагрейдил.
Another offensive rebound. What a backbreaker.
Кстати, опять да, подборно падение.
It's interesting. Jomar's using
Ой, классно дриблит.
Почти. Bosch is more often used now.
Здорово, все сделал офигенно. Чуть-чуть. Вот видите, опять быстрый отрыв. Абсолютно 3 в 1 практически вышли. Наш глаз, конечно, хорош. Видите сами, насколько страдает вот этот transition defense. Очень жестко.
Starting 5 that includes Porzingis for Jomar. We thought Bill Russell would see a lot more playing time.
Yeah, Porzingis has proven me wrong absolutely so far because he's been able to guard the paint. He's been able to stand up David Robinson in there. And that's not to be undervalued as well. Some more Knicks defense.
Даже интересно.
4-point ball game, and we got to reach in. It's going to be on Carmelo.
Все записываю, завтра разберем.
Yeah, little things are the big things. I'm seeing him reach a little more and take a few more fouls, and that's okay. You're not going to get in the penalty in 6 minutes unless you're fouling every time.
Giannis into the paint. And it's another
turnover. Даже непонятно, что за плейбук.
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell жестко. Быстро смотрю данч, ну что за... Понятно, видите, не прогрузка, не буферизация, а просто какие-то подлаги. Я понял, это не комба, а просто чтобы люди стали в 5 аут, как в этом. В баксе.
So while the class guy is missing threes with Giannis, Jomar's rattling in the net, and that's been the difference, and he turns it over. Couple possessions left here in the first half, and game number 2, Jomar with already a 1-game lead, a win here, have him taking home the $250K here in Chicago.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from the class guy, though, after such frankly, a blowout first game. He's come back strong here. Within 5 points, at this point, it's anybody's ball game.
It's been turnover city, though. He's had a lot of turnovers. He
Так, через 35 секунд huge news, MyTeam huge. Не просто там. Huge, не просто там news, а huge news. Пушка, уходи. Рада, конечно, но настолько, что ты тут ходила.
And can't get the and one, but he'll head to the line. That's that Brandon Roy. And he'll knock them both down. That brings it back to a 5-point game. You need a stop here if you're class guy.
Yeah, he's coming up putting a little pressure on the ball, but that can be a dangerous thing as well with a guy like T-Mac that can drive and put it on anybody's head.
35-30, game 2. Got a lot more locker codes, got a lot more special guests. As I mentioned, we're 11 seconds away from some exciting MyTeam news. And know that Ronnie 2K card is not coming out.
The micro bronze is not here just yet.
And a long 3. Are you kidding me, Jomar?
Какая же это минус мораль сейчас?
That was from way deep downtown. Larry Legend at the buzzer to end the half. And that's huge. I mean, it was a 7-point game, but all of a sudden, it's a 10-point difference at the half.
Hey, he is one of the best Larry Bird players I've ever seen. Larry Bird got him to the finals.
Да, вот реально, best Larry Bird player, это точно, пацаны. Блин, так за Ларри, ну, никто не катает. Просто любо-дорого смотреть. Просто все делает на высшем уровне. Все микромоменты, вот эти все микроанимации, прерывает, быстрый бросок. Опачки. Леброн. Картер. Коммент Tomorrow. Это был Леброн, Джордан и Картер. Это был тизер.
There's a few goats in that pack. I see a Galaxy Opal Vince Carter is coming out.
Opal Carter.
Opal Michael Jordan. And then we have things called glitched cards. Okay, Ben Simmons is one of them because he can play point guard. He's kind of a glitch in the game. LeBron James is going to be that one for this set. He's going to be able to play point guard. So it's going to be an amazing set. Wow. Simply put, the best release of the year, and I can't wait for you guys.
LeBron на ПГ, пацаны, завтра.
James, Jordan, you got Vince Carter.
Opal Jordan, Opal Carter и ПГ LeBron. Все понятно, пацаны, все понятно.
I tell you what, we're being joined here at the desk by just a guy you might know, Robbie.
You know, Donovan Mitchell is here. Speaking of ghosts.
Сэндлер, боюсь, тебе ляма не хватит.
Donovan Mitchell joined us here at the
Боюсь,
desk
тебе ляма не хватит.
Yeah, I saw you had one of your guys hold a jacket out there. It's not cool out there right now.
It's
I know you get some snow in Salt Lake City, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is different, and it's not even snowing right now.
Yeah, right. How's the weekend been so far? We really haven't got it started, but we appreciate you being here.
Oh, definitely. I'm glad to be here. I just landed about 3 hours ago, so I'm excited to be here.
Were you delayed coming in?
I was not. Fortunately,
okay.
I was allowed in, and we were allowed in, and safe flight.
I think he just told us.
Даже Даймонд Картер был хорош.
I think that's where it came from. By the way, we got. Do we want to give away some locker codes?
For everybody but you.
Okay, everybody but me.
We can do this. Okay, so Scott can't put this code in, but as we saw there, his Twitter handle, Spida D. Mitchell. If you just type in Spida, S-P-I-D-A, you get a chance at 2 Diamond Donovan Mitchell cards. One is the Moments of the Week, one is the Moments card. He's been having a great season. You and Rudy Gobert, congratulations on the All-Star thing.
Thank you.
Get that Spida right there.
All right, well, let's jump into this game. We'll bring you up to speed. What's been going on?
Ну, в смысле, со стороны разрывов. Чувак на All-Star едет.
250K on
У
the
него
line.
Diamond.
Looks
Лучшая карта.
And that man in the top right-hand corner of your screen, Jomar, is basically 12 minutes away from really upping his bank account. And there's a big jam coming through by the class guy. I'm looking at the rosters here. I don't see you anywhere. What's up with that?
But we saw Ben, so what's the deal?
Yeah, Ben was here earlier, and we got to see Ben play a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know who you're rooting for here, Jomar or Class Guy, because neither of them picked you.
I'm hurt. I'll probably have to go with. That's tough, man. Larry Bird, though.
Yeah,
Larry Bird at the starting at the 3 for Jomar. I can't go wrong there. But then you got T-Mac over here too. I'm gonna have to go with T-Mac.
That's pretty tough, right?
Блин, вот это я сам обожаю за КВ. Wide open за КВ могу целый день бросать.
Jomar's got a squad.
Jomar's got not a bad squad. I can tell you that. How excited are you for the weekend? Not only being able to play with Rudy, but you know, just having the idea to be in Chicago. We haven't been here since 1988.
Yeah. Honestly, you know, for me, it's finally really set in. You know, that I'm here. You know, we had a pretty tough.
А рыжий нормальный вот этот парень.
It's kind of hard to.
Рыжий он мне нравится. Чуть ли не единственный вообще во всем туке. Ну еще Вонг, еще там нормально, но он как бы за техническое отвечает.
How about that Western Conference? Everybody wants to talk about those teams in LA, but
да нет, он не игрок.
There's some teams in Salt Lake, there's some teams in Denver that are pretty strong too.
Yeah, you know, the best thing about the Western Conference that I've.
Что?
Oh my goodness.
Если он забил.
That must have been Dame, huh?
Yeah.
But no, the best thing about the West.
Прикольный, кстати, Митчелл, да?
Anywhere, you know, and obviously, you know, with two teams in LA having the guys they do, they understand that you know they're going to get a lot talked about a lot. So we're okay. Utah being, you know, kind of under the radar, going about our business, doing what we have to do. And like I said, there's some tough teams. You got Denver, you got even the teams that aren't really in the playoffs. You got Portland down there. You got Phoenix is having a great year. Memphis is having a great year. Even the Pelicans are doing their thing as well. So
yeah, they got a guy. They got a guy that's finally playing down there.
You know, Zion's back.
He's doing all
Brandon
right.
Ingram, you know, all star down there. So they got all top to bottom. You know, I think it's.
Ой, здорово, двойным кроссовером брал.
За
спиной, точнее, двойным мувом, вот этим кроссовером залетал.
We asked Ben, who are you looking forward to playing with this weekend, and maybe against?
Probably.
It's okay to say Rudy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I play for that's the.
Как же он классно разбирается
за
Лиларда, да? На дриблинге. Очень
красиво. Growing up in New York, he's a guy he actually narrated my documentary.
Wow, all right.
So when I was like,
именно вот это баджи, как они работают.
We ended up playing Team USA together, so that was pretty cool. And then probably going against Jason Tatum. Just so I can talk a lot of trash.
Yeah, we had Tatum here last year with us, Robbie, and Kat and D'Angelo Russell.
Yep, yeah. A lot of guys on different teams now doing different things too.
What happened?
Yeah, it's crazy. But I noticed you wear number 45 when we're talking about the tribute to Michael Jordan, who just came on earlier as part of that pack. So what was your inspiration from him when you were younger? I know you played some baseball as well.
So it came from baseball. You know, everybody wants to be, you know, 23. You know, the one thing about me is like I like to be different, you know, and go about things differently, whether it's, you know, have my path to the NBA, you know, school, like whatever it is, just go about a different route. And, you know, I chose 45, you know, just to kind of also pay homage to baseball, but also just to be different. Everybody wants to be 45, so kind of trying to do it your own.
Чуть Джамар уверенно как-то выглядит.
Get it in that way.
I noticed 45, the vertical one.
В прошлом году, кстати, было прикольнее. Там толпа друзей прямо за их спинами сидела и орала. Это было жестко.
That's right. I'll tell you, what's your 2K skills like?
I'm actually very good.
Pretty nice, huh?
I'm not going to be very humble about that at all. I don't know how I do in a game like this, you know, with this much money. I'd probably be nervous, but I would like to send the best on the team. You know, I think Royce O'Neal may have something to say about that, but he's not here to defend himself, so I'm going to take the credit.
That's great.
Well, that's the voice of Donovan Mitchell, all-star for the Utah Jazz. And we got an 8-point game here, 49-41. A better job from the class guy after getting blown out in that first game. He's come back and played a little bit better defense.
Jazz are one of the top defensive teams in the league. That's what I was going to say earlier. The second half of last season, you guys really had a great defensive run. And we're talking 250, okay? If you don't have defense like the Jazz, you're not going to take home that W.
It also helps when you have Big Boy Rudy Gobert down there too. You kind of funnel everything through him. But best thing I would say is just, you know, limit threes, keep the ball at the paint. Believe it or not, you know, people wonder, like people always ask me, how much is like, how is 2K like realistic towards like real basketball game plans? And it's very like it's right on. You know, some of the, believe it or not, some of the plays, I won't say which ones, but some of the plays that they run in the game like are actually plays that I've had to defend and guard. So that's why I love the game, because it's very realistic. You know, it's the principles are the same, everything is the same, and you know, I think being able to lock in is huge.
A lot of folks out there saying PJ Tucker's the best center in the West.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. That's I
mean, sure, he's probably a small forward, but yeah. A little small ball down in Houston. That's going to be interesting.
They're being innovative.
Sure.
I got to respect it. You know, what are they? 3-1 since it happened. So you know, if the thing about the NBA is everybody's trying to find different ways to win, and that works for them. Unfortunately, we got the dub down there.
Симмонсу сложно попасть, Ваня в ребаунде. Тайм-аут. Самое грамотное решение. Успокоиться, вот этот подвод нападения.
You pick a starting five. I asked Ben Simmons the same question. Pick a starting five, doesn't include you. Who would you pick?
Ever? Jordan, Kobe, KD.
Yeah.
Wilt / Shaq. You know, kind of either
okay.
or.
Yeah.
And then LeBron, for sure. I don't think you can do much with that lineup right there.
No, that's pretty tough. You would need about 5 basketballs out there, but besides that.
Most definitely.
We're hanging out with Donovan Mitchell, and we gave away a locker code, so I'd be remiss, Robbie, if I didn't ask you one more time to bless us with that Donovan Mitchell.
Ну вот Классгай, он больше вот какой-то квик. Он больше как-то просто пытается по-быстрому пробежать, флалами на этого и все. А видите, заготовочки у Джамара, вот эти комбы конкретно решают.
This season, and absolutely getting us a couple of cards out there. We want to replicate, like you said, every best moment of a player's season.
Boy, that was a huge shot as Class guy had brought it back and now finds himself down 8. He needs to close this out. That is a long 3 from downtown. Bang. 53-48.
Ну, чисто, я думаю, лучше. Ну, не только я думаю. Мэджик там во всем лучше. Просто Мэджик слишком круто дальше. И опять
Coaches, some coaches would not like
you would have to, somebody might bring you over on the bench for making a long 2.
You mentioned Royce O'Neal earlier, so you guys have some battles on the
bench?
bench?
Yeah, no, we've had plenty of battles. Royce is the guy I probably hang around with the most in the team.
Yeah.
He's a guy that we definitely we get after it. I think that's a guy who he's really competitive. We're both competitive in the game. He's got me a bunch, but I hope he hears me when I say that I'm the best in the team too.
Yeah. We got the waiting seconds here in the third, and a big-time jam coming in from the Admiral, David Robinson. He'll rock the rim, and Jomar can hold it for the final shot of the third.
He gets a stop here. This is big, yeah.
Смотрите на эту комбинацию, как
Jomar's got such a high basketball acumen.
Очень все вместе стоят.
And he told me earlier, he says, I try to play it like real ball. 3 from the corner, and that looked like a pass.
He didn't get it off in time, though, so that's a 2-possession game.
They'll wave it off, and so we got a 5-point game here at the end of the third, hanging out with Donovan Mitchell, giving out locker codes. We're just thankful to be inside right now.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Not wrong about that.
I know I'm talking a lot about the weather, but I'm from South Carolina. It is no bueno out there. I used to come to Salt Lake City all the time.
It's not this cold in Salt Lake.
No, it's pleasant out there. You used to go to Park City all the time. So we got a 55-50 game. What's it going to be like to play in the house at Jordan? Obviously, you played the Bulls.
Что я вам говорил, а он не бросил.
Not at the All-Star game.
It's going to be special. Like I said, I wear 45 because of him, and to be able to
болеем
share
за
that
наших, за
moment,
PlayStation.
It's pretty special. Like I said, just a kid, living a childhood.
Отлично. Блин, Бош, как же Бош хорош.
Guys get their name called on the stage and pregame intros.
Ой, да,
не
всегда бросать, всегда здорово. Перехват, ну все, поплыл.
The last time the All-Star game was here, Jordan had 40. He was the MVP, and so anything less than 40, Donovan, I can't have it. I need you out there, man.
Hey, we got to get you a big diamond moments card.
Definitely try to make that happen for you.
We appreciate you hanging out with us so much, giving us your time. Have a great weekend. Great luck in all the things going on upcoming season. That's Donovan Mitchell joining us here at the desk, hanging out with us a little bit.
Нормально,
раскидал. What a tremendous all-star. And on top of that, Robert, just an overall awesome guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, he's excited and passionate about basketball. You got to be that way to be at his level of success.
Well, folks, we're about 4.5 minutes away from possibly Jomar taking home 250K. That's a big and one.
That looked like Sean Bradley and Tracy McGrady in the playoffs a few years back.
McGrady comes in hard and throws down the hammer. And it's the old-fashioned three-point play, and he's going to make it so. And so that brings it back to an 8-point game.
That's got to be a big boost for him mentally. Now he's got to turn it into a stop, though. Again, like Donovan said, defense wins championships.
I went from a Donovan Mitchell fan to a huge Donovan Mitchell fan.
Что за подлаги-то? Что депрессия? Ты спать, все понятно?
Absolutely. I see a lot in his game of another Chicago native.
Ну вот эти броски, они почти не выполняют. Если уже пустил под кольцо, все, давай вынимай.
I think he'd be okay with that. 10-point game.
Почти стил.
Grady to the rack again, and I will say one thing for Class Guy, he doesn't mind showing off a little bit when he gets to the rack.
Я тоже
like I said, right stick forward. We can't be out here doing 360s getting blocked.
Yeah, he's got to pick it up here because he's got less than 4 minutes to go, and he turns it over back to Porzingis. That's a backbreaker.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Coaches always tell you when you're playing ball, you cannot turn over a turnover.
250K up for grabs, and Jomar smartly calls a timeout here. He's only going to have one remaining with 3:41 to go, but 3 seconds was incoming.
Yeah. You can't let the momentum swing this late in the game. At the same time, you're looking at that stamina right there. I talked about running the 10-man lineup. You've got to get your best guys on the floor if you're the Class guy right now. Empty that tank.
Busy couple weeks of NBA 2K. We're here in Chicago at the NBA crossover. We'll be at the NBA 2K League draft on February 22nd. And then the Global Championships out in LA at February 29th.
Ну, хотя бы нас интересна концовка ждет. Это
Leap year is going to be an interesting thing when it comes to my team too.
Под этим аккордом никогда.
A little foreshadow. Are you allowed to say that? A little foreshadow?
I did.
All right. 67-59. Every time you think that the Class guy is going to get back into it, Jomar's got an answer.
What I'm liking about the Class guy, though, is he's not rushing anymore. You see right there, he took that extra second to let the guy fly by and then shoot.
Забежал вообще за кольцо. Это вам не просто вдавить квадрат. Как же он нагибает за Порзингиса, Прям приятно. Дайте ему Сабониса, он покажет, что такое Сабонис.
Or Jomar's going to be able to start playing.
Foot was on the line.
Конечно, фут он the line. Если это Мэло бросает, там 100 раз хоть брось, все равно будет двушка.
Все,
раскидался Порзи.
Oh man, yeah. You better get your defensive settings in order right now.
А это чел с бокса в прошлом году выиграл? Нет, это не он. Тот, который выиграл в прошлом году, отлетел. Вроде даже не от него. Причем на одно очко отлетел. Чего не бросил-то? Ой, классно отдохнулся. Там.
Jomar got caught right there. He was trying to bait him into a turnover.
That was a deep three. By the way, Donovan Mitchell still hanging out watching. I love it.
We got to get Donovan started on my team.
I know, right?
I mean, an all-time Jazz lineup, that's some good defense.
Yeah. You got to bust me out a Pistol Pete card or something like that. I got to get some whirling moves going on. Larry Bird off the mark. If he puts that in, it would have been over.
Какой сил, ну это ключевой, пацаны. Все, 7 очков и ключевой сил.
Jomar's going for the knockout right here. He's playing the clock, gonna run it nice and slow and try to get a good shot here.
Larry Bird, the legend. The hick from French Lick. Kicks it outside of Porzingis. No, but Bird gets the rebound.
That's huge on the clock. No way he should be shooting this right now at all.
Такой подбор мощный.
I mentioned Donovan Mitchell still hanging out. What's that locker code again? One more time. Spida?
Spida. S-P-I-D-A. Get yourself a diamond.
Ну, перехват есть какой-то шанс. Видишь, они не прыгивают.
We had a 4-point game.
4 очка, окей.
Here it comes. Now, Jomar again. Got to play the clock here. Don't force it, don't rush, because a turnover means that it's only a one-possession game.
He'll walk it up. 1 minute to go. 1 minute between Jomar and 250K. Is it Dame time? From the logo! No! Turned away. Ball still loose. Diving on the floor. And Bird picks it up and he rips it in.
Ну, слушайте, 3 сейчас надо забивать и дефаться. А можно даже и 2 забить и дефаться. 2 и отдефаться. Ну, 2 ненадежно, лучше 3 забить. И тогда есть шанс, даже если двушку пропустишь, сравнять. А трешку, если забить двушку, то... Ну, то есть сейчас вообще нельзя пропускать. Зато можно победить в таком случае, да, если отдефаться и забить 3. Ну, хотя бы интересная концовка вообще. Один Бёрд. Он вообще не может Бёрда, GG. Страховка пошла вниз и все, и Бёрд один. Почему стоит, ну, Хелп не поставил? Все, ГГ, Джамар чемпион. Красава, что можно сказать. Поздравляем Джамара, 250к его. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, пацаны. До встречи. Сейчас глянем, может быть, поздравления, награждения. Ну, ГГ заслуженно реально четко.
250k MyTeam Unlimited Tournament winner.
Просто интересно за второе место, что будут опять приставку.
Came to States a few years ago. 2 years in the NBA 2K League. And now he's doing it on both sides. Congratulations to that man right there.
С детства за Пуэрто-Рико, пацаны.
But then he had to survive in game 2 and he did it.
What a response to the pressure there. He's almost got that turnover that meant the difference in the game. And all of a sudden, look at him representing right there.
Yeah. Represent Puerto Rico, and I tell you what, I've known Jomar for a couple years now, and it couldn't be more happy for a guy to have this success. A guy that just really come from some humble beginnings to come in here and win 250k playing the game he loves.
He wanted it, he really got it. He told me before the tournament that pink diamond Kristaps Porzingis is his favorite, and that's what came through for him at the end.
You know, we thought we were going to have the offense versus defense, but it was just too much offense from Jomar, especially in game 1. He comes back. Three from Larry Bird late, the legend.
Wow, yeah, I mean, that's again just being used to your players.
Что его там заставили снять флаг, что ли?
Quite literally all paid off.
All right, well, it's been an honor, my friend, to be with you again. Hey, let's do this next year. How about it?
Appreciate you. Sounds good to me,
All right,
man.
if they'll have us, let's do it in a little bit warmer location. We've had a great time with it. Congratulations to Jomar, but we're not done. Let's head over to Alexis.
Thanks, Scott. The class guy, you are not going home.
Без приставки. You're not going home without.
Empty-handed, you won a trip to the All-Star game and All-Star weekend. And Ronnie 2K has some gifts for you right now.
Ага, ему дали путевку на All-Star Game. Ну, тоже нормально.
Awesome.
Но это лучше, чем приставка.
Black Xbox.
Black Xbox.
All right, let's see the shoes right here.
Xbox, Black Xbox.
Those are some nice shoes.
Да, ну, конечно, не 250к, но кроссовки тоже ничего.
Yes, and have a wonderful rest of your All-Star weekend. Thanks again for competing. All right.
Да. Убого выглядело, согласитесь, пацаны.
All right, let's go get the winner over here. Jomar, come on over.
Просто наклейка какая-то 250к на черном Xbox. Короче, ему эти призы в 500 баксов обошлись. 500 баксов? 250 тысяч баксов.
I'm blessed and I'm thankful for my family, you know. I wouldn't be here without them, so it's thanks to them and yeah.
What did it take to get to this point right here?
Yeah, like everything you do, whoever works, different works or sports, you gotta practice, you gotta work hard.
Так, Димарика, если
put a lot of time in the game,
ты потише,
a lot of
мало ли
sacrifice
о
time
чем.
with my family, my
Это
friends,
палево.
just playing the game and trying to be better at it. And yeah, I'm just happy that all the hard work paid, you know, paid through.
Who was the MVP of your team tonight?
Larry Bird.
Yeah, your favorite player.
Yeah, I mean, clutch 3 at the end, but all around, like, yeah, he's a good card that has helped me get through here, like get here, like just in the brackets before this series. So yeah, I'm still a little bit moving around. So sorry, but yeah, Larry Bird, I would say.
Well, now we have to talk about what you won. that big check, $250,000. It's going to be the biggest check you're ever going to get in your life. Look at this bad boy, Donovan Mitchell. Look at that. Donovan Mitchell presenting the check to Jomar. $250,000. This is awesome. While they are celebrating, we want to thank all of you for watching. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes. Thank you to NBA 2K. Thank you to all the players who played over the past couple of months in the MyTeam Unlimited tournament. And remember, if you are in Chicago, come down to NBA Crossover because 2K will be here all weekend. And I'm Alexis Morgan. We will see you next time.
Лайк, подписка, все дела, колокольчик, все, что вы умеете, все, что вы знаете.